wamekupa pia za tuko mbele.
Asante sana bwana inspector. Wewe ni inspector wa polisi akimpigia saluti rais wa 5 wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Uhuru must, Ruto must, Raila must, Matiang'i must, Chiloba must, Chebukati must.
President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Raila
Nani alishinda uchaguzi tarehe 8 Agosti? Na mtu
sasa ni sawa, kule wrong side twende. Waambie sasa kule wrong side.
Wananasa hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. We are gathered here on a very, very sad occasion. Because you come here not to celebrate, but to collect money to go and bury some very young lives. These are very young lives, and you see those photographs in the newspaper today. 17-year-old, 20, 28, 29. All these are very, very young, precious life for a young developing nation like Kenya. These are people who still have many years ahead of them. We should believe in. And you ask yourself, they've died in aid of what? Why did they have to die? This is a question that must be answered by the government itself. What crime did these people commit? Healthy, innocent citizens exercising their democratic right. I feel so sad that I had to come back home. Maybe I should have stayed in the United States of America. People come out to come and welcome me back home. And what they get is nothing but greeted with tear gas, water cannons, live bullets, shooting against innocent people. A case of a regime that has gone crazy. A regime that has gone to war against its own citizens. It was easier to arrest me at the airport, the way their father used to do, and take me to detention and spare the lives of these people. There is no reason why the police should go and kill innocent people who have come to welcome Raila Odinga home. If Raila is a problem, arrest him. Arrest him. Take him to prison. Take him to jail. And if you want to shoot Raila. But then don't kills these young precious lives with young families. You are making children orphaned. They are going to grow without fathers, without mothers, because you have killed their mothers, you have killed their fathers at this young age. At this moment in time, it will be crazy for any government to be arranging a ceremony when the country is in mourning. We are now today 1 week mourning for these young lives here. And there should be no celebration before these people are buried. And that's why we are saying here today, on Tuesday, the 28th, when some people will be celebrating, the rest of Kenyan nation is going to be in mourning. On that day, we will hold a memorial service in honor of this dead at Jacaranda grounds. It is not a public rally. It is a mourning. We are going to be mourning to go and bury our dead who have been killed by a very uncaring regime. So there can be no celebration. Even us as NASA cannot celebrate until you have given these people an honorable send-off that they richly deserve. These lives have not gone in vain. There are people who have died in the struggle. They have paid the ultimate price for the liberation of this country. Their lives cannot go in vain. We will avenge their lives. These people are like Martin Luther King when he said, that have been to the mountain top. They have been to the mountain top. They have seen the glory land. They will not get there with the rest of you. But collectively, the people of Kenya will get to the glory land. There is faith. There is hope. There is conviction. There's dedication. There's determination to bring to an end this life of oppression, life of corruption, the life of deceit that we have lived in this country for all this time. So I thank you, all of you who have turned up today to help raise money to assist the families of the departed so that they can get a decent send-off that they richly deserve. I have with me here contribution from one engineer or boy of 40,000 shillings. The governor of Kisumu, Professor Peter Nyang'nyong'o, 50,000 shillings. Mr. Edwin Ngonga, 100,000 shillings. And Mr. Raymond Ochieng from Nakuru, 100,000 shillings. One of our principals, Mr. Moses Wetangula, 100,000 shillings. Tim Wanyonyi, 50,000 shillings. T.J. Kajuang also 50,000 shillings. So the ones that I have amounts to 390,000 shillings. And then my contribution, 1 million shillings. Okongo Mogeni, 50,000 shillings.
You have that list?
Yes, 50,000. Yeah.
Okongo Mogeni, 50,000. There's Timonyoni is not given, but 50,000. TJ Kajwang.
Ati leo Uhuru alikuwa anapishwa kule Kasarani. Nataka vijana, nataka mtege masikio kwa makini sana. Nataka msikie kwa makini sana wale ambao nataka kusema hapa. Tarehe 8 mwezi wa 8 tulikuwa na uchaguzi. Tarehe hiyo ninyi Wakenya wote mlimiminika, mlitoka mkapiga kura. Sisi tukapata matokeo kupitia kwa ile sama. Hiyo sama ilisema kwamba sisi tulipata kura 8,500,000. Haya, Uhuru alipata kura 7,100,000, lakini tume ya uchaguzi ilibadilisha matokeo, wakatangaza matokeo ya bandia, sivyo? Tukaenda mahakamani, sivyo? Mahakama ikaangalia ili ushahidi ambayo mawakili wetu walitoa. Mahakama ikasema ya kwamba Uhuru hakuchaguliwa. Mahakama ilitoa amri IEBC ifungue 7. Wakakataa kufungua 7 kwa sababu walikuwa wanajua ukweli iko wapi, sio? Mahakama ikasema IEBC irudie uchaguzi kulingana na katiba na sheria, sio? Wakatangaza tarehe 26 Oktoba. Tukawaambia fanyeni hii na hii na hii, wakakataa, sio? Baadaye niondoa, manake tulikuwa tunajua hiyo ni mchuano wa bandia, sio? Sasa tarehe 28 tuliambia nyinyi mkae nyumbani. Si mkae nyumbani? Si mkae nyumbani? 3,500,000 peke yake walipiga Uhuru kura. 17%, 83% wa Kenya walisusia, sio? Kwa hiyo uchaguzi wa tarehe 26 Oktoba ni bandia. Hatutambui. Kwa hivyo hatua ya kwanza tunasema Uhuru Kenyatta sio rais wa Kenya. Sawa. Ndio nasema hivyo, nione kwa mkono. Pili. Tuliambia nyinyi ya kwamba wakiapisha, tulisema namna hiyo. Nataka muelewe kwa makini kabisa. Ninyi mnajua Raila Odinga si mwoga. Lakini nani kwa mwoga? Sawa. Yale tunataka kufanya, maana watu unajua kuna kuapishwa na kuapishwa. Hapa Uganda aliapishwa kama rais, hakuapishwa, sio? Ukija kule Zimbabwe kuna ngazi waliapishwa, hakuapishwa. Basi tutaapisha hatutaki kuapisha kama Msije, tutaapisha kama Mnangagwa, ambayo tunaapisha tunaingia kwa Ikulu siku hiyo. Sawa? Hiyo ndio sababu kwa wananasa tumesema tunatembea fungu na kwanza ya katiba yetu, the people's sovereignty. Wananiapisha sawa, na tumesema vizuri, tumesema mwezi huu wa Desemba tarehe 12 tutakuwa na Assembly ambayo itaniapisha mimi. Sawa? Kutakuwa na hatua ya kuchukuliwa, ambayo mtaelezwa kirasmi vile wananchi wenyewe wataamua. Sawa? Kwa sababu ile ya Agosti 8 mahakama ilisema imeweka kando, lakini tutatarajia ya kurudisha hiyo ndani hiyo kwa katiba, na tunaapishwa tunaingia Ikulu. Sawa? Wangapi wanaunga mkono? Sasa wamempatia Musalia Mudavadi.
Akuba kuendeleza sehemu inayofuata. Wakati inakuja muipe nafasi, kwa sababu hafla hii inapeperushwa moja kwa moja. Kaa hapo tafadhalini, nendeni mketi katika hema zenu. Nafikiri tumetangaza kwa wake. Mheshimiwa Rais, umeanza kuwasili. Kama umekodi ya jukwaa na una kazi, basi tupate kushuka. Weka mkono kwenye hewa. Alafu nitafutie DJ.
ambalo lilikuwa pale Marekani, lakini ameweza kuwasili nchini, na hivyo sasa kikosi kizima cha vinara wa NASA kitaweza kuwa hapa, na tuarifiwa kwamba hivi sasa
Hii bagi sijui. Hata nikipotea atapataje bagi yako?
Nafasi yangu sasa bila kupoteza wakati kumkaribisha Baba Raila karibu baba.
Kenya, nimesimama mbele zenu siku ya leo kwa heshima kubwa. Natoa shukrani kwenu kwa heshima ambayo mmeonyesha kwa kukuja siku ya leo kwa sherehe ya leo. Siku ya leo ni siku ya kihistoria katika taifa letu la Kenya. Kwa mara ya Kenya, Wakenya wamechukua hatua ya kujiondoa utawala ya kiimla na kidikteta ambayo inakuja kwa wizi wa kura. Tulisema hapo mapema ati wakipiga tutapiga, wakihesabu, wakijumlisha, wakirusha, wakiiba, wakitangaza, wakiapisha, Soka hayuko, lakini Kalonzo ako na sisi. Kalonzo ataapishwa baadaye, kwa sababu ya maneno ambayo mtakuja kujua baadaye yale yalifanyika. Sasa Mudavadi na basi Wetangula na Kalonzo Musyoka wako pamoja na sisi kama wananasa, na mtasikia baadaye yale ambayo
Ladies and gentlemen of the press and
fellow Kenyans. In the life of any nation, a time comes when the people and their leaders must audit the progress made towards the attainment of the goals and prayers laid out at the founding of the nation. Abraham Lincoln said, and I quote, "If we could first know where we are and whither we are tending, we could then better judge what to do and how to do it." When such time comes, the leaders entrusted to secure the goals, in our case, justice, unity, peace, liberty, and prosperity for all, have a duty to reflect on their performance in the search for these hallowed goals. Such a time has come for Kenya. 54 years into independence, we are challenged to audit our progress towards the ideals for which our fathers fought to establish a free and independent country, and for which many of our compatriots died. We, the leaders, are equally summoned to reflect on our performance toward the achievement of our nation's aspirations. This audit and introspection has been a long time coming. Throughout our independence history, we have had doubts on how we have conducted our affairs in the face of growing divide along ethnic, religious, and political lines. Regrettably, we have responded to our challenges by mostly running away from them. We have moved from year to year, election to election, never pausing to deal with the challenges that our diversity was always going to pose to our efforts to create a prosperous and a united nation. Consequently, the ties that bind us are today under the severest of stress. Our diversity appears destined to be a curse to ourselves today and to our children tomorrow. In the past, we have given a lot of attention to institutional reforms in the hope that this could lift us to the next level of nationhood and make us a blessed land. 7.5 years ago, we gave to ourselves a new constitution. We put our faith in it as the instrument to revolutionize our nation. In this way and many other ways, we created some of the best hardware any country has ever possessed to engineer their affairs. We must be courageous enough to admit that it has not worked. It has failed because we are yet to upgrade our software. We have been pouring new wine into old wineskins. The gospel tells us that new wine needs new wineskins. The time has come for us to confront and resolve our differences. These differences are becoming too entrenched. No two Kenyans agree on the origins of the differences and what they portend. Millions of our children continue to be born and married into these differences. People are dying out of these differences. Many of these differences are already well entrenched in the third generation of Kenyans that are currently leaking into the fourth generation in primary and secondary schools. Yet in many instances, Kenyans cannot remember why and where they disagreed in the first place. As we fight ostensibly to save ourselves from each other, the reality is we need to save our children from ourselves. My brother and myself have therefore come together today to say this descent stops here. We refuse to allow our diversity to kill our nation. We refuse to be the leaders under whose watch Kenya slid into a failed nation. This is a call to self-reflection. We have to look into ourselves and challenge our readiness to make the changes that will allow our institutional reforms to work. So long as we remain divided, acrimonious, selfish, and corrupt, no amount of institutional reform will better our lives. The reform process will become an exercise in diverting attention from our own failings and taking refuge in the blame game. We therefore seek your partnership in this initiative, fellow Kenyans. We are all sailing in this one ship. We must come together to scoop out the water that has been sipping, or we shall capsize. We have traveled too far to turn back. We would never make it back to the shore. Yet we can't make it to our destination either. Our only option is to come together and scoop out the waters of animosity that we have been pouring into the boat before we all sink. Once again, as Lincoln said, the result is not doubtful. We shall not fail. If we stand firm, we shall not fail. God bless Kenya. So, kwa Kiswahili tumekuja pamoja na ndugu yangu Uhuru Kenyatta. Tumeongea kwa kirefu na tumekubaliana ya kwamba tunataka kuunganisha Kenya iwe taifa moja. Na tumesema mgawanyiko ambayo imekuwako tangu uhuru mpaka leo itakwisha hapa na sisi. Na kutoka hapa tunataka kuunganisha taifa la Kenya ili tutembee pamoja kama watu moja.
We have said nasty things about each other. We have hurt one another. On my behalf, Ndugu, I ask for your forgiveness. And I tender my apology.
Mr. President, I thought you were going to do this on all our behalf. So, as my brother President Uhuru has said, and maybe I'm the one who is most accused, I want my brother Stephen, on behalf of all our teams and following in the footsteps of these great leaders, I want to say for all the things that I did say or do on behalf of all our teams, I want to ask for your forgiveness. And on my behalf and all those behind us, I tender my apology.
Yeah. On behalf of all the members of NASA, I first want to thank my brother Uhuru Kenyatta for what is just done now. But I just wanted to mention that before we shook hands, we had a very long discussion. We took a journey down the memory lane where it started. And then we asked ourselves, when did the rain begin to beat us as Kenyans? And we found where the rain began to beat us and when. And we said that we have the ability, working together, to go back down there and reunite the people of Kenya. And we said that the divisions, the hatred, the tension that has existed between our people from of all those generations to now will end with us, the two of us. Never again shall a Kenyan die because of an election. Never again shall a Kenyan deprive a fellow Kenyan of his birthright because of election. And we will also fight corruption together. This is the meaning of the handshake. And we are committed to ensure that the handshake and the MOU that we signed shall be completely implemented to the letter. On behalf of my team and myself, I, in front of this congregation gathered here, prayer breakfast, tender my apology to my brother. During our discussions, he accused me of having insulted him. I also told him he also insulted me. He called me Kimundu Muguruki. Apologize. Oh, wow.